Hey, Book Talk friends and family, welcome to Meet the Author. I'm very excited today. This lady's book was the second book that I reviewed on my channel when I first began. So she's been with me from the start. I'm a super fan of this author, as I'll explain in a few minutes. But please welcome to my channel, Kristina Fox. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited to have you here. So Christina is a mystery writer. She has an incredible character by the name of Kelsey James, who works at a fitness center. Her dad's a police chief, and
Yep.
she's kind of like an amateur sleuth. She at one point wanted to join the police force.
No, she always Randy wanted her to. So Randy is the police chief who's her father. He wanted her to because she's just got that special something that she would make a great police detective. But Kelsey really wanted to help people more in the first responder field. So she ended up becoming, instead of an EMT, she became a personal trainer.
And an amateur sleuth on the side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Accidental amateur
Accident
sleuth.
amateur sleuth. Yeah. So what we're going to be talking about today is all of her books, but book number three of the Kelsey James Mystery, but it's actually book four if you count Candy and Cardia, which is the book zero, the prequel. Yeah.
Right.
So I keep thinking of this one as book four because I know them in order. But as you're referring it to book three, I'll keep it book three. So, so in this book is called Maximum Limit, and I've been privileged to be a beta reader, so thank you for that. And I only finished it last night, and you up the stakes in this one, boy, oh boy. It's kind of like you don't have a limit, no pun intended, on the body count this time.
Right, right. That's the title, right? That's the title.
Yeah, and there is a higher body count in this one than the previous books. I don't want to give spoilers away. So, but I want to ask you something about Kelsey James. So, Kelsey James is a fitness trainer at Fox Fitness. I
Mhm.
can't believe it took me four books to figure out that Fox
Really?
Fitness is Kristina Fox. So, I'm a bit slow sometimes. So, she works at Fox Fitness and she's in the San Francisco Bay Area. Okay, now you're Christina Fox, and you happen to be a fitness trainer at a San Francisco Bay fitness center, not called Fox Fitness, I don't think.
Correct. Correct.
Is Kelsey James you?
I've had a lot of people ask me that, and the answer is, Kelsey has a little bit of me in her, for
Yeah,
sure. I think that's why I created the series, was because I love reading mysteries, but there really aren't too many set in a gym,
right.
and it's like there's so many things that can happen in a gym. I used to own a gym,
Right.
and you could write stories for days about things that happened in the gym, and there are very few out there. So I said, I'm going to create it. I'm going to create a book about a personal trainer who, becomes an amateur sleuth.
And so, as well as Kelsey and Randy, there's her mum, Joanna. Now, Joanna is an award winning book author. Is
Yes.
she you? That was my first, I first met her character in Time Under Tension, I thought, this is Christina.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like all of my characters have a little bit of me in them just
That's
because I
cool.
created them, just a little bit. So. Yeah, I love Joanna's character. I'm planning to have her come out a little bit more in book four.
Yay, yay, good.
So I already have kind of a little bit of the brainstorm done for book four, and that should be a good one.
There's some stuff that happens in book three. And Christina and I talk behind the scenes. I am one of her beta readers, so I get a bit of a head start on some others. And so I know what's coming in book four a little bit based on discussions we've had about book three. And so I urge all of my audience to read all of Christina's books because they're all fantastic. But even if you can't get to all of them, read book three, Maximum Limit, because that's going to set up book four and maybe future books really, really well. So, but look, read them all because you need to. So, Christina's one of the only authors on my channel who's I've read every one of her books.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
how that's happened, but yeah, I've managed to read all of your books. I've got some authors and I'm close to finishing all of them, but not there. So yours, I'm up to date with, even advanced. So, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
You
And
give me the greatest feedback. I absolutely love your comments. I've told you before, I read your comments and I really sit here and laugh out loud.
I,
And sometimes I'm like, Steven, you're right there. You're right there. You've almost got it. So
I like to when I'm beta reading Christina's books, I always make comments about, okay, this is what I think is going to happen. This is who the killer is. And then sometimes she says, I've just been reading your feedback and you're this close, or no, you're so far off, you have no idea. And then you told me something to throw me off the scent. And so I completely didn't guess who the killer was in this one. That was smart. So, but this was a great, this I mean, all the books are good. I mean, Time Under Tension was the first one I read, and that was a really great introduction into Kelsey and how she solves crimes. Uh, Double Progression was really good because we've got I can't spoil it, but we've got secret sisters and all sorts of things going on here. Um, family family members and unknown children and long lost aunties and things. They're kind of a common theme in some of your books, I'm
yeah,
noticing. Even
yeah,
even the non Kelsey James series. So Christina's also got two incredible books. What the Neighborhood Knows, which is it was my book of the month 2 months ago because it was just that great. And Silent Harvest, which is a medical thriller. So you're so talented. You write in all these different thriller genres, and
yeah, yeah.
and they're all good. So
You.
um um I just want everyone to read all your books because they're so great.
Oh.
Silent Harvest is it's a novella, and but it's set in Christmas Eve in a
Yeah, around so it goes from Thanksgiving to Christmas time.
right, yeah. And so silent of the title is related to being Christmas time,
Mhm.
and harvest in the title, I'll leave to the reader to figure out what that's got to do with the book. So, but I know I love medical thrillers, and this one just kept me going all the way through. And I was wrong. I was completely wrong about who the bad guy was. And
On Silent Harvest.
yeah,
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 that one was a hard one to guess. I don't think it was obvious. You kind of just had to go with the story and just see what happened.
yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
yeah, and for someone like me who reads so many of these books, I kind of pride myself on the fact that 9 times out of 10, I'll guess who the killer is. Not in your books. You have a way of blindsiding me that I call it the Kristina Fox blindside in
I
my
love it.
last review because
Uh-huh.
you get me, you just throw something at me that's like, oh man, I should have guessed that, but I didn't. And that's what's so great. So Kelsey James number 3, which is Maximum Limit. We've got a her now. I'm still trying to figure out. Nick is her half sister's father,
Right.
stepsister's father, half sister's father.
Half sister.
Yeah,
Right.
and we met him in Maximum Progression, and oh no, we met him in Time Under
No, we
Tension.
had him in Time Under
Under
Tension.
Tension. He was the main character in Time Under Tension, and we met him
Right.
and got to fall in love with him. And then you do something awful to him in book 3, and the rest of the book is about what happened to him. So, but there's as usual, there's secrets and lies, and everybody knows everybody, and red herrings, and random people from previous books showing up but being involved, and it's a web. It's a web of mystery and intrigue. And I almost had to write out the family tree of
Right.
and a connection. Who knows who and how do they know them and everything? Because it got quite um, not complicated because you make it very clear, but the way that everybody's involved with each other is really a bit
But
creepy.
I have to write it out too.
Yes.
I have bubbles and I write and because it does get really confusing. Um, and I've had people complain that I use too many J names because I have Josh and Justin in the book, and then her last name is James,
Yep. And then
right?
James in this book
And
as
then I
well.
introduced a character named James in Maximum Limit. But I love my characters. I try to create them with like thinking about their personality, thinking about how they look, thinking about their age, thinking about, what they do for work. Like I create full characters. It's almost like they live real in my mind. So
Fantastic.
And I have had clients ask me, will you create a character for me? And I'm like, of course. That's so fun to me because it's a real person that it's modeled after. Maybe not 100%, but a little bit, right? So James is modeled after a real person.
Nice.
And so I'm excited for him to read the book.
Oh, he will be. Now, speaking of which, I've been a book reviewer for a number of years now. And as a book reviewer, I don't do it for the glory or for the fame or anything like that. But every now and again, an author will quote me in their Amazon page, or they'll quote me in the back of their book, or I've had one author quote me on the cover of his book. And then one author, she dedicated her book to me, which I thought was
Oh, wow.
the ultimate like thank you to a reviewer. You, Miss Fox, trumps that because I'm beta reading Maximum Limit and I get to chapter 11 and there's a character at the gym whose name's Stephen, who looks like me and sounds like me and acts like me. And I message you straight away, oh my God, I'm in your book. And you just went surprise. So that for me as a reviewer is like the ultimate, like to infinity way that I could be like thanked for the work that I do. So based on this, you are my number one forever and all-time favorite author.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put Steven in my book and not tell him and see what he says. But
Just
the thing with having a character in a book, you never know what's going to happen and anything can happen. That character lives on forever, really, right? Everybody that reads that book will read about your character,
yep,
right? So,
until you kill me off in the next book.
no, I won't do that. How about I promise that I won't kill Steven off.
Okay, everyone, you heard that here first. So in book 10, when she kills me off, we'll go back and we'll replay this video.
Right, right.
So speaking of book 10, do you I was spoke to an author yesterday and she's written 6 books in her series and she always planned that book 6 would be the end and there's no more. And I'm devastated because I want more. So will Kelsey James live on as long as you've got ideas?
I'm planning for a 5 book series.
Okay, okay.
That's not to say that after book 5, I might get an idea and say, oh my gosh, I need to write a book 6 and a book 7, right? But for now, I know what's going to happen up to book 5.
Right. Okay. So you've got a whole arc already prepared
Mhm.
to wrap everything up. Okay.
Yeah,
And is
yeah.
it too soon to ask what will come after Kelsey James? Have you got something else completely in mind?
So I wrote What the Neighborhood Knows as a standalone thriller, and that was a little bit of an experiment, right, to see how people like that, and they ended up really enjoying it. I had, you know,
How could they
my
not? It's brilliant.
Yeah, I got some more feedback saying from my editor actually, and he said my wife stole your book from my shelf and she couldn't stop reading it. She read it in 2 days and she said it's one of the best books she's read in a long time. So that was a huge compliment, and those are the things that as an author you just love to hear,
Yeah.
that somebody enjoyed your book, somebody loved the work that you put
Hmm.
forth, and that's my whole goal is just I just want people to enjoy reading my books and like you do, where it's like, wow, oh my gosh, I didn't guess that. I have
Yeah.
to go back now. Like where, like what?
Right.
So that brings me enjoyment when I hear that somebody, really enjoyed one of my books. So
Right.
I am brainstorming. So I'm brainstorming Kelsey James 4, but I'm also brainstorming another standalone.
Yay.
So
Yeah.
as of now, it has to do with an island vacation. So
Okay. All right. Nice new
yeah.
setting for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Awesome.
yeah. So I may need to take a trip to Hawaii for research.
Wow. What a shame that's going to have to be. Gonna
I
have to.
know.
Yeah.
The
Wonderful.
things we do as authors for
Oh, the
research, right? Oh,
sacrifices. The
oh.
sacrifices. So everybody, Kristina Fox, the Kelsey James series. So, should they start with Candy and Cardio because it's the prequel, or should they start with Time Under Tension? What's the best approach?
Yeah, I would say go ahead and start with Candy and Cardio.
Yeah,
It's before Kelsey becomes a personal trainer, so you
yeah,
don't get on my main characters. It's literally her in high school, with her best friend Becca, and something in the town happens, and Kelsey kind of comes to the rescue, and she just kind of falls into it because
Hmm.
she's already a part of it with her best friend. It's a short story, short novella. It'll take you, less than a day to read, but it just kind of gives you an insight into her personality, and then from their time under tension, it's her as an adult
Right.
after the college years when she's in her late 20s. So, um,
So, okay, so everyone, so Candy under cardio, time under tension, double progression. And then while you're waiting for maximum limit to come out, you then need to read Silent Harvest and then What the Neighborhood Knows. And then,
right.
like me, you're up to date and ready for KJ3, as you like to nickname it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So, all right, Kristina Fox, thank you so much for coming to the channel. Everybody, please go out and get these books. You can sign up to Kristina's website to get access to her newsletter to find out when books are coming out. There may even be some gifts and surprises for you if you sign up now. And if you getting hold of any of the books, you can also go to my link in bio and grab them from there. So thank you again, Kristina, and I'm
Yep.
sure you'll be on the channel again.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.